What if I told you that your bird's sudden aggression isn't a sign of a bad temper, but a desperate cry for help? One that you can easily answer once you understand the secret language they're speaking. Picture this. You approach your bird's cage, and the once friendly creature you know suddenly transforms. Feathers flare, beak snaps, and a sharp cry echoes through the room. It's confusing, even a little heartbreaking. You just want to connect, but it feels like you've triggered a tiny, feathered guard dog. What's really going on inside that cage and inside your bird's mind? The truth is, cage aggression is rarely about anger. It's about fear, territory, and misunderstood instincts. And once you learn to see the world through your bird's eyes, you can turn that tension into trust. Let's start by stepping into their world for a moment. In the wild, a bird's cage doesn't exist. Instead, they have a territory, a safe space for resting, nesting, and raising young. It's their fortress. When we place them in a cage, that instinct doesn't just vanish. The cage becomes their territory, and you, no matter how loving, can be seen as an intruder if you approach the wrong way. But it's not just about space. Often, cage aggression is a response to past experiences. Maybe they were startled while sleeping. Maybe hands reached in too quickly. Or maybe the cage is simply in a high-traffic area, leaving them feeling exposed and vulnerable all day. The good news. You can change this dynamic, starting today. The first step is rethinking the cage itself. Is it a prison or a peaceful retreat? Many birds act out because their cage is their only safe space in a chaotic environment. Start by moving it to a calm corner, away from direct sunlight, loud noises, or constant foot traffic. Make sure it's not too small. A cramped cage can heighten stress and territorial behavior. Add perches at different heights and include hiding spots like foliage or a small tent. This gives your bird options to observe, to retreat, to feel in control. Next, observe their body language. Are they lunging when you change food? Try doing it when they're out of the cage. Do they get defensive around a certain toy? Rotate toys regularly to keep the environment fresh and non-threatening. The goal is to make the cage a place of positive association, not defense now. Let's talk about you, the human in the relationship. How you approach the cage matters more than you might think. Never reach directly into the cage uninvited. That's like someone barging into your bedroom without knocking. Instead, start by just sitting near the cage. Read a book, talk softly, let them observe you without pressure. Offer treats through the bars, something special they only get from you, like a piece of millet or fruit. Do this consistently and you'll rebuild their trust. Over time, encourage them to come out on their own. Place a perch on the outside of the door or set up a play stand nearby. Let them choose to leave the cage and interact with you in neutral territory. This shifts the dynamic from guarding to engaging. What about those moments when aggression still flares? Never punish. Yelling or reacting strongly can reinforce their fear. Instead, stay calm. If they lunge, slowly withdraw and try again later. Use a wooden perch or a stick as an intermediary. Let them step onto it before moving them. This keeps your hands safe and builds positive association with the perch as a tool, not a threat. Another powerful technique is target training. With a clicker and a small stick, you can teach your bird to touch a target for a reward. This builds communication and mental stimulation, reducing pent-up energy that often fuels aggression. Work on this outside the cage first, then gradually bring the training closer. The key is patience. Progress might be slow, some days forward, some days back, But consistency builds lasting change. Finally, look at the bigger picture. Is your bird getting enough mental and physical exercise? Boredom and excess energy can manifest as cage aggression. Ensure they have plenty of out-of-cage time in a bird-safe room. Offer foraging toys that make them work for treats. A tired, engaged bird is a happy bird, and a happy bird is far less likely to guard its space. Also, watch for hormonal triggers. During breeding season, some birds become more territorial. Adjust your interactions accordingly. Less petting on the back, more focus on head scratches, and avoid triggering nesting behaviors. Over time, you'll notice the change. The lunges become less frequent. The warning nips soften. One day, you'll approach the cage, and instead of tension, you'll see curiosity. Your bird might hop to the door not to defend, but to greet you. That's the moment you realize you haven't just trained your bird. You've learned to speak their language, and in doing so, you've turned a cage from a fortress into a home. Have you experienced cage aggression with your bird? Share your story in the comments. What worked for you and what challenges are you still facing? Let's help each other become better pet mind readers.